This is a review on the ET.Cycle T1000. It can be purchased through ET.Cycle in Seattle, Washington. Let's get some specs here first. It has the DAWS kit 48 volt 500 watt motor. It has one of the largest batteries available, 48 volt 21 amp hours and 1008 watt hours with a USB port. It has the DAWS kit, LCD display, 6 levels, a pedal assist, a throttle. The front fork is an RST guide, TNL26 with a lock system. Brakes are Tektro hydraulic, an 8-speed derailleur, 4-inch fat tires, and the total weight for driver and bike is rated at 308 pounds, and the bike weighs, I believe, about 70 some pounds. So here we have the pedal assist. First we turn on the display. So we have up and down pedal assist. Very simple controls. If you can see the display without any glare, always a lot of glare. Okay, here we are. It's not too bad. What I like is there's a power indicator from 1 bar to 6 bars showing you how much power you're using. Of course, your time and odometer, your speed, power assist level, and your battery is over here. Now we have 5 bars to indicate the battery level, plus it's showing you the volts. Right now I'm at 49 volts. On a full charge it starts at about 52 volts. Now I've had this bike for a few days and already put almost 59 miles, 49.8 miles on it. Over here we have the throttle, and well, excuse me, that's the bell. Here's the throttle, and we have the shifter levers down here. I'm going to turn it back off so I don't accidentally hit that throttle. When the bike comes, it comes with a complete as you see it, with all those features, plus the fenders. We have metal fenders. The saddle is very comfortable with springs underneath. It has the racks, comes with the rear rack, the front rack, a small headlight, and assembly is 3 or 4 easy steps. However, I found it a little difficult. One feature I really like, before I talk more about assembly, is the handlebar can be raised. There's a connector here to raise or lower the handlebar. Right now I have it at about 65 degrees. I like a more casual, upright riding position, relaxed, and that shortens up the reach. So that made it more comfortable for me. Now, not too many bikes have that feature. It comes with the bands on here, which are very convenient, front and rear, for holding things as you want a bike. A quick release on the front wheel. Talk about the installation. When the bike was shipped, it came in a crate. Front wheel was off, and it was sitting on the front fork. Now the handlebars were off, although all the cables and everything are attached. So that was just kind of floating nearby, and the front rack was off and the front fender was off. First mistake I made was not realizing that the fork was completely turned around. So in other words, I had the disc brake on the right hand side, where the brakes of the bike are supposed to be on the left hand side. I installed the fender that way, and then I realized that the braces for the fender weren't reaching properly. So I figured out my mistake, had to take it back apart. This little connection here was a big problem. The bracket for the fender was too wide for the screw to fit through and be able to reach in. I struggled and struggled with that. Eventually I had to bring out a moto tool, shave down the top of this metal rod a little bit so that the screw would fit in properly. Other than that, the pedals went on easily, of course, and the rack went on easy. So once I got the wheel in the proper position and I got the bike fork right, I've really enjoyed riding this bike. It has more thrust. Now the only thing I can compare it to is a Radrunner, because we have two of those. This bike has more thrust and it has more power on hills. So I'll beat the Radrunner every day going up a hill. The Radrunners we have aren't the pluses, so they do not have the derailleur, and this is an 8-speed. So you can find a very comfortable riding situation between the derailleur and the power assist. Now what I found out in riding it is that you can kind of select your speed. So in other words, a lower power assist and a lower gear ratio is going to take you on a slower speed, and the pedaling can be very light and comfortable. Increase your power assist, increase the difficulty of the pedaling, and you'll be going a lot faster with the same effort, you know, going into what your exertion for pedaling. So it's easy to drive this bike at a pretty fast speed, but you can learn to run it a little slower and a little safer. Now, just to mention, these are 26-inch wheels with 4-inch fat tires, the front fork suspension, and I've gone through some bumps that I was able to manage. My son hit a rut on a trail and it toppled the bike over. Luckily he wasn't seriously hurt. And just this morning my wife on the Radrunner hit a pothole, and it caused her to drop the bike on the road, and she's got 5 sutures, kind of some nasty road rash. I think this bike would have went through that hole with no problem. So I like the 26-inch wheels, the balloon tires. They take some of the jarring, and the fork. And probably in that way the bike is safer than the little Radrunner that seems to topple easily. Alright, that concludes my review at this moment. Perhaps I'll do some writing or some additional reviews later. Thank you.